have this acrylic sign, and I got it from Michael's. The brand is Art Minds, and it measures 9 by 12 inches. They have a couple different sizes, and they even have ones that have a little more of a fancy shape to them rather than the rectangle. I got these peel and stick pre-cut vinyls from Target. I know these are hard to find, so if you cannot find these, there are other ways to recreate this using just stickers. But this said, "Happy Fall, y'all." I then have this transfer paper. I got mine off Amazon. You can find the Cricut brand. It is a little more expensive. I was happy with the brand I got off Amazon. And it just helps you transfer your vinyl to your project. And I decided to move my acrylic sign on top of my measuring mat. This will just help me place this more in the center. And once you know where you want to place it, you're going to rub it down. And as you rub on top of the transfer tape and lift it up, the vinyl is then going to stick to your project. I then took the 2 bottom leaves and I just reused the same transfer paper. It stays pretty sticky. And I'm going to put a leaf on the right side, and then I'll place one on the left side. And I have used this transfer paper with stickers before as well. You place the sticker with the sticky side facing up, and it just kind of helps you keep the words straight and everything even. So this is what I have so far. Next, I'm going to flip it over, so now we're on the back side. I'm going to take this pumpkin stencil. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was a pack of 2. And I'm going to place the pumpkin on the back of the words. So I just want to make sure that the words sit within the pumpkin. And then I'm going to use my painter's tape to just hold the stencil in place and cover up any areas that I do not want to show. I'm using some Wise Owl Goldenrod paint in my foam dabber, and when you stencil, you just need a very small amount of paint. So I'm just dabbing on top of the stencil cutout. And then I'm going to use some Spanish olive for the stem of the pumpkin. And again, I'm doing this all on the back side behind the vinyl that I placed. And then I'm just going to lift the stencil up. And you want this to fully dry before you flip it back to the other side. I used a Q-tip for a few spots that I had bleed over. It just cleans it up. While that's drying, I took 2 strips of my painter's tape, put the sticky side up, and I have these half beads. I have about 16 on each strip, and I'm going to paint them all using some Wise Owl Snow Owl paint. You can also spray paint it. And I'm going to allow those to fully dry. I went back to my acrylic sign. I had grabbed this poster hanger from Target for $3. You can also find these at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to glue it to the bottom and the top so we have a way to hang our acrylic sign. I'm placing some E6000 in the center and a little bit of hot glue on the ends. There was a small magnet, it just wasn't strong enough for the acrylic, but if you have paper or something more lightweight, it probably would work fine. So I'm placing the E6000 in the center, a little bit of hot glue on each end, and then placing the hanger at the top. E6000 is a great long-lasting adhesive, whereas the hot glue doesn't always hold as well, so I like to do both. I took some gold metallic paint, and I'm just dry brushing on top of my half beads once the Snow Owl paint had dried. And then I'm going to allow all that to fully dry. Once they were dry, I'm going to go from the bottom left to the top left with the beads. And I believe I used about 13 on each side. And I placed them both on the left and right side. And then I'm just holding those down in place with some of my hot glue. And now we just have this cute happy fall, y'all. I wish my vinyl was maybe a little bit of a darker color, but I still love how it came out. And I also have a second idea with these acrylic signs. The second sign I got already had a hanger at the top. It had the pre-drilled holes with the jute. This was the second piece of vinyl that I got in the pack. It says pumpkin and spice, everything nice. And again, if you do not have vinyl, if you cannot make your own, you can certainly use stickers. You do not have to have the pre-cut vinyl. And now I'm just going to transfer my vinyl onto my acrylic sign. And I place the painter's tape to just help guide me, as I want to try to keep this in the center the best that I can. And then we're going to do the second portion. I ran out of transfer tape, so that's why I didn't use one big piece to transfer it. Now, once I have the vinyl on the front side, I'm going to flip this over. And on the back side of this, we're just going to use some Wise Owl Snow Owl paint. I have this wide art brush, and I'm just going to apply the Snow Owl on the back side. I do not want a lot. I'm kind of just doing a very thin layer. And then I'm just going to take a baby wipe while that's still wet and just wipe away some of the white paint. Another fun craft that you can do with the acrylic are the small circle acrylic keychains. And you can paint the back side like this and then place people's names on the front side or fun sayings. I'm just filling in where I had the painter's tape holding up the jute. And then I'm going to allow that to dry before I flip it back to the front. So once that was dry, I'm going to put a new jute hanger in because I'm going to add some beads to this one. I had some light orange and small black wood beads. I get these on these garlands that you can find at Hobby Lobby. If you get them 40% off, you get a good amount of beads for a decent price. So I just added the new jute hanger, added some beads along the front here, and then just tied a knot. And there we go. Now we just have this other acrylic pumpkin and spice everything nice sign. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, tissue paper, transfers, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can also check out other tutorials over on our webpage as well. Have a great day.